Hello everybody. So this is my week 3 discussion post on how the Civil War era continues to affect our lives today. So I think that we do still have a little bit of lingering regional divides. I do feel like there are still racial tensions that happen in the United States. I do also think that there are still debates about what role the federal government plays versus like what powers the state should have or doesn't have. I do still think that affect us today. And then I do still think that there are lasting effects of slavery. I think that I'm thinking back to one of the ed puzzles that I recently watched. I'm sure everybody's watched it, but it was talking about how old you are and then you were like once removed or twice removed. So I do think that the lasting effects are going to impact us for more generations to come. I think that when something like that happens and it impacts so many people, especially in a negative manner, I think that generational trauma can take generations to heal. And that's only given that those generations are taking the steps to heal. And I think that a lot of people and a lot of families are still going through kind of healing from trauma that's happened to them. And then the other part of it is include our thoughts on what our country might be like without the events of the Civil War. I don't know. I kind of feel like that one is really hard. It's really hard to answer. It's a very big what if. And anyway, so I think if slavery would have continued with the South, I think that they probably would have continued to focus on their cotton. And I think that the North would have been able to focus more on their industrial growth. I feel like they took a lot of their time and their money and so forth and their energy away from that industrial growth when they were trying to focus on the war. And so I feel like there was quite a bit that was lost with that. And then, of course, if the Civil War didn't happen, I think that there would have been a lot more of, I don't know how to say it, like long-term limited opportunities for education, employment, political participation. I think the racial discrimination and the segregation would have continued. I'm not sure if it would have gotten worse or if it would have gotten better, but I do think that it would continue, and I think that that would have a big impact on people. And then I think like socially, I'm not sure that I guess it would have, it would have changed, I guess, but I think that, there would have been more of a hierarchy based on your race and your class. That would have been more significant. And I do still think that politics would have still divided the North and the South. I think that there were some very strong feelings that were happening there. So I do think some of that would have continued in the United States. But anyways, so overall, a slower pace. And I do still think that there would have been some, division that would have been happening. And a lot of the, second-class citizenship and things along those lines, I still think probably would still be present if the Civil War hadn't have happened.